Welcome back, students, to another lecture. In this lecture, we're going to see what the past perfect tense is and how we can make past perfect sentences, what we need to remember about that, and what are the different structures of the past perfect sentences, the positive sentence, the negative, and the interrogative. We're also going to see some examples along with an exercise at the end of the lecture. So let's move forward to the lecture. At first, what is the past perfect tense used for? The past perfect tense is a grammatical expression that expresses a grammatical form that expresses an action or state that was completed before another action or point in the past. Right. So basically, if you want to talk about a certain action in the past, obviously many events are occurring in the past, but we need to talk about a certain one which happened before another action or point that happened in the past. We use the past perfect tense. It is used by using the helping verb had and the past participle form of the main verb. The past participle is basically the third form of the main verb, and had is used as the helping verb in the past perfect tense. You have the example down below, like she had finished her work before the meeting started. So we use the helping verb had over here along with the third form or the past participle form finished. Right. Now, how past perfect tense sentences are formed and what are the structures? We simply need to remember two things, that there is the third form of verb that is used or the past participle form. Both are same, and we use the helping verb had. These are the two things that you need to remember while making past perfect sentences. The structures are as follows. In positive sentences, you have the simple structure, which includes the subject at the start, then you have the helping verb had, then the third form of the verb, and then the object. In the negative sentences, you have the subject, and the only difference between a positive and a negative sentence is that along with the helping verb, you have the not. All right. So not is included in the negative sentences along with the helping verb. The rest of the structure stays the same. In the interrogative sentences, you move the helping verb to the start of the sentence. All right. So had comes at the start of the sentence. Then you have the subject along with the third form of the verb and the object. All right. So just the helping verb is moved at the start of the sentence. So there is a little bit of a difference between the positive sentence and the interrogative sentence. And the important thing to remember in interrogative sentences is that you have a question mark at the end of the sentence that marks that this is an interrogative sentence. So you're asking some kind of question. All right. Let's move forward to the examples. For positive sentence, we have some examples like she finished her homework before dinner. Uh, we have used the third form of verb finish over here, finished, which is you can also say the past participle form. Then you have the helping verb before it, had. All right. So just to give you a heads up, had is used with singulars and plurals in this case in past perfect sentences or tense. Then in the second example, we had they had already left when I arrived. All right. So left is the main verb over here. Don't get confused. Then we have the had as the helping verb. The same way we have the rest of the sentences, like in the third, we have by the time the rain started, we had already packed up the picnic. He had learned to ride a bike before he turned 7. The concert had ended by the time they reached the venue. We have the same structure following past perfect tense that we have seen in the positive sentences. So it's the same in every, that you have the subject, then you have the helping verb and the third form of verb or the past participle form, which you can say, and then you have the object at the end. Looking towards the negative sentences, we only include not after the helping verb had. So the sentences are the same, and I've just added not at the end of had, and they've become negative sentences. There is no other difference in that. So she had not finished her homework before dinner. So it's just not is included after had, and they become negative sentences. There's nothing more to explain over here. Then you have the interrogative sentences. Just as I said before, in interrogative sentences, if you place the helping verb at the start before the subject, and in the end you place the question mark, the sentence becomes the negative sentence. The rest you have to follow as before. For example, like in the first we had have the had at the start, had she finished her homework before dinner? So, and the question mark at the end. So you have the helping verb at the start, and you have the third form of the verb, main verb we're talking about here, and which is finished. All right. In the next sentence we have had they left when I arrived at the party, question mark. So you also have the helping verb, the start over here, then you have the subject and the main verb, which is the third form of the main verb. Then at the end you have a question mark as well. You can also see the rest of the remaining sentences, they follow the same structure. There is no difference in that. So in simple, this is your past perfect tense. There is nothing much complicated about it. If you follow these rules and remember the few things that I've told you, you can easily make past perfect sentences. Now let's see if we can solve an exercise of the past perfect tense. I'll solve a couple for you. Uh, for example, you can pause the video if you want to solve them on your own, or I'll just tell you the answer to a couple of few, and then you can see whether you can do the rest yourself. For the first one, we have by the time we arrive, they filling the blank, and we have the main verb finish, which is inside the bracket, and the project in the end. All right, so we just need to remember two things, that in a positive sentence, since there is no not given inside the brackets, so we can see that this is a positive sentence and not a negative one. And since there is no question mark or helping verb at the start, so that means it's not an interrogative sentence as well. So we can infer that this is a positive sentence. So you can simply place the helping verb had along with the third form of the main verb, which is given in the bracket, and your positive sentence will be completed. So it will become something like, by the time we arrived, they had finished the project. All right, finished with ed at the end. And on the second sentence, you can see that it's an interrogative sentence, since you have had at the start and a question mark at the end. So you just need to place the third form of the word visit inside the blank, so it will become visited. All right. Then you can see that at blank number 5 we have we filling the blank not eat because the restaurant had already closed. Now you can see that this is a negative sentence, right? So you need to remember the rules for negative sentence to complete this. And skipping one sentence, you have another interrogative sentence. You can see that in this case there is no helping verb given to you at the start, but you can infer that helping verb is going to come at the start, since there's a question mark at the end. And of course, the main verb is in the second blank. So these are a couple of hints to tell you that whether it's a simple positive or an interrogative sentence. In this case, it's an interrogative one. So you can just play the helping verb and then the third form of the verb try, which is tried. All right, and your sentence will be good to go. I hope you understood all of that, and you can now even try to make sentences of your own. So the basic thing after learning this is to use it inside some kind of writing task. Like for instance, if you're writing a narrative or a story or something like that, tenses are basically used over there. All right, so your grammar is tested inside your tasks that you do, like stories and like I said before, narratives. Thank you very much for listening.